case you have no idea who I am, my name is Mrs. Thomas. I know that not all of the first graders have had me as your music teacher this year. So if you were in Miss Slammer's class until now, welcome. I teach next door. I'm at Timber Lane Monday through Friday. Ms. Lammers and I have been keeping in contact about how we're splitting things up with our classes over at Timber Lane, and it was agreed that I get to teach the first graders until the rest of the year. So here's what we're going to do. Today, the plan is to do a little bit of warming up, exercise our brains a little bit with some rhythm practice, and play a little bit of our mystery rhythm game. If you've never played that before, don't worry, I'll teach you how to play. Are you ready? First things first, we're going to do a big stretch. Your body has to be ready for your brain to be ready. So we're going to do things that make us feel good. I want you to go, oh. And you're going to roll your shoulders because this feels really good. All right. If you need to do a little bit of a head shake, then go ahead and do a little bit of a head shake. I hope you've been washing your hands because I washed my hands, so I know rubbing my eyes is not going to be all that harmful to me. All right, ready? First things first, let's go ahead and give our brains a little bit of exercise by looking at this. Oh, look at this pattern. I'm sure that it's been a little while for some of us, but let's take some time to think about what this thing is. Right over here. It's got a leg. It's got a little dot for a foot. Do you remember what this is called? This is my buddy Ta. Can everybody say Ta? Ta is one of the first rhythms that we learn how to read. And I'm sure that most of you remember how to read this. Ta makes how many sounds, I wonder? If you're not sure how many sounds a note makes, count the dots. One dot means one sound. So a ta makes one sound. That means that we know how to read all four of these because they're the same thing, right? So let's go ahead and clap and say this pattern all together. Ready? Here we go. Ta, 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 ta. Right? Easy, doable. In case you ever don't know what's going on, by the way, or you want to try practicing this pattern again, go ahead and rewind the video a bit and practice on your own. And when you're ready to start again, unpause and practice with us. Ready? Next pattern. Ooh, Mrs. Thomas is being a little bit tricky here. Are you ready? Let's clap and say this pattern together. Here we go. Ta, ti, 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 ta. Excellent. Are you ready? Let's do this next one. Ooh. Oh. I wonder. I wonder who remembers how to read this pattern. We know how to read a ta, makes one sound. We know how to read a tt, makes two sounds. What's a squiggly looking doodad? Think about it. The squiggly looking doodad is called a wha. A what? A what? Who knows? Anybody? Bueller. Bueller. Anyone? It's called a wrist. Take a look at the squiggly thing, and I want you to take your favorite pokey finger, and I want you to go ahead and trace that shape for me, okay? Take your finger, and the way we usually write a rest is we draw the letter Z and then the letter C. Go ahead and follow my cursor. Ready? Let's go ahead and draw the letter Z and make the letter C. That's how you draw a rest. And if you feel like it, you can totally grab a piece of paper and just practice writing Z, C, Z, C, Z, C, and just practice drawing a couple of rests. Now, we know it's called a rest. What does it do? A rest is the same thing as a ta, except This guy makes sound. And this one does not make sound. Our ta makes sound and our rest does not make sound. So if we want to clap and say this pattern, we would have to make sure that this rest is silent. Now, I want you to look at the way that I do this pattern. Ready? If you can clap and read it with me, go for it. If you wanted to take some time to just listen to it, that's fine, right? Here I go. Ta, ti, ti, ta. Did you see what I did with my body for that rest? When I see the rest, I do this. A very, very, very smart first grader once told me that just because a rest doesn't make any sound doesn't mean you can't feel it. So let's feel our rest when we see it. Are you ready? Clap and say it with me. Here we go. Ta, ti, ti, ta. Easy peasy, right? I think you can do the next pattern for me. Are you ready? Ooh, ooh. 2 in a row, Mrs. Thomas. That's mean. Huh. I wonder if you can do this on your own. Go ahead and hit pause. And I want you to try and practice this pattern on your own. When you think you've got it, unpause. Ready? Hit pause. All right, let's go ahead and let's see if we can do this pattern together. Are you ready? Here we go. Ti, ti, ta. Did you remember to do the rest with your finger like this? Some people like to go, shh. Now, I'm not a big fan of that because rests don't make any sound. So when you're doing a rest, try and keep it as silent as you can. Remember, we need to feel it, not hear it. All right, I think we're ready. Try this one on your own. Clap and say it for me. Go ahead and hit pause, and I want you to unpause when you think you've got it. Go ahead and hit pause. All right, unpaused, ready? Let's clap and say this pattern together. Here we go. Ti, ti, ta. Excellent. So here's what I want you to do. We're going to play a little game. Now that we've practiced our rhythms a bunch, we're going to play a game called Mystery Rhythm. If you've never played it with me before, trust me, it's one of my favorite games. I want you to look at this page that I have for you right here. Do you see this thing? That's a lot of rhythms. Go ahead and I want you to hit pause and practice as many of these as you can. After you're done, I want you to hit unpause. If this takes a while for you, then pick the ones, let's see, either all the way on this side or all the way on this side, or maybe just pick like 8 that you think you can do. Go ahead and hit pause and practice. When you've unpaused, we're going to play a game. Ready? Hit pause for me. All right. I hope you practice those rhythms because these things we're going to use to play a game. Are you ready? I have at my desk my handy dandy tambourine. All of these rhythms up here are numbered 1 through 12. I want you to listen because I already picked one that I'm going to play on my tambourine. Now, I'm going to go ahead and every time there's a rest, I'm also going to go do this with my body. So look at the patterns, think about what you heard and what you saw, and try and figure out what number it is. I'll play it for you 3 times. After the 3rd time, we're going to check our answer together. Are you ready? I went ahead and I already picked a pattern. Take a look at these one more time while they're big, and then I'll switch it back to the Mrs. Thomas camera. That way you can see all the rest that I do. All right. I went ahead and I picked a pattern for you. Are you ready? I'm going to play it on here. Watch and listen. 1, 2, and here. I go. Which one do you think I played? Think about it. Where was a rest in that pattern? Did the patterns use tas or TTs or both? I'm going to go ahead and have you listen our second time. Are you ready? 1, 2, and here I go. I hope you're able to figure it out a little bit better this time. Some of you may have already figured out which number pattern it is, but if you haven't, that's okay. If you ever need to rewind this video to check your answer, that's fine too. Let's go ahead and try it a third time. I'll do the same pattern a third time. Ready? Can you see the pattern that you think it is? Keep your eye on it and see if it matches what I do. That's how we check our answer. Ready? Here I go. Thumbs up if you think you have the right answer. All right, here's what we're going to do. I hope you picked the number. If you didn't pick a number, go ahead and rewind, go back a little bit and listen a couple more times. I'm going to go ahead and play the pattern for you. What I want you to do is to clap and say it. I'll play it on my handy dandy tambourine. If what you clap and say matches what I play perfectly, that means you got it right. If it doesn't match, that means we might need a little bit more practice. So let's try it. Ready? Look at the pattern that you think it is. Do you see it up here somewhere? I hope my finger is in the right place. All right, ready? You clap and say, I play. 1, 2, here we go. You think you got it? Thumbs up if you think you've got it. If it matched what I played perfectly, that means you got it right. Let's see, which one was it? This is what I played. Ta, ti, ti, ta. If that's the pattern you got, that was pattern number 9. If you had number 9, you were correct. Excellent. Let's see, for something a little bit extra, what I want you to do is look at all of these patterns, and I want you to write your own pattern using 4 steady beats. Let's remember what a steady beat is. Take a look. I know you can only really see me from like the shoulders up, so I'm going to use my heart right up here. Keep a steady beat for me. Are you ready? Be my echo. This is the steady beat. It's just like a heartbeat. Excellent. Guess what? All the patterns that you are using use the steady beat. In fact, all of them use 4 steady beats. So look at pattern number 1, for example. Let's see. Pattern number 1 uses a ta, which is 1, a rest, which is 1 beat, TT, which is 1 beat, and TT, which is also still 1 beat. Wait a second, Mrs. Thomas. I thought TT makes 2 sounds. You're right, but TT can fit both sounds inside 1 steady beat. So what I want you to do is use ta, rest, and TT to make your own pattern. Make sure that your pattern is 4 beats long. See if you can come up with a couple of them. And if you want me to check them, remember, I'm going to be online from 12:30 to 2 o'clock every day from Monday through Thursday. So if you need help, come find me then. All right. Hopefully, you'll be able to do a little bit of practice with this, and next time we'll do something a little different. All right. Great job today. Doodles.